jumping to the party scene, that's like our one moment of like where they kind of try to do the classy thing, you know, like let's not do baccarat or a casino. Let's have Bond show up to a swanky media mogul party.
A Steve Jobs party.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, that's cool. I really like the moment when they order drinks for each other, and she, of course, because that's the thing, right? With the Bond stuff, you always have to find a unique way to deliver the classic lines just to keep it fresh. And they used to just say it, my name is Bond, James Bond, or he'd order his drink or whatever. And then from here on, it's always trying to find a clever way to sneak it in there so it's not stale. And so she orders the drink for him.
Mr. Bond will have a vodka martini, shaken, not stirred.
Showing that he's never changed. He's still the same guy ordering vodka martinis, shaken, not stirred. And then he orders just a straight shot of tequila. And she's like, I'm not a sorority girl anymore. I'll take a glass of champagne because I'm...
Carver's champagne.
I'm like, I'm wealthy. I'm married to this really successful dude.
I see you've moved up in the world, Paris.
You're still James Bond doing the same fucking thing that you've always been doing.
Yeah.
So I like that moment. The only trouble is that just in general, like, okay, because where do we go from there?
How do you really know him?
I told you, he's a banker. I met him in Zurich.
You're a terrible liar, dear.
And then later when he's confronting her on it, and he kind of knows she's lying, then we cut to Bond, and I love me a moment of Bond sitting in the dark, drinking vodka, just waiting for bad guys to show up. I love that trope. That's like my favorite Bond trope. So he's doing that, and then she shows up.
I was curious who Carver would send.
He's on to you.
Turn around and go home. You can tell him you didn't get anything out of me.
So it's like, did he send her, or did she just come, of her own accord?
Yeah.
And then later, Elliot says,
You're the one who wrote my late wife's obituary when you asked her to betray me.
when did that ever happen? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of muddy there, where it's like there was never that definitive moment. It was more like she went to see him. We don't know if Carver sent her or not, so then she bangs him, and yes, that is betraying him, but we never get that moment where Carver comes to find out that his wife just cheated on him. He only thinks that they may have had sex years ago before they were married.
Tell me, James, do you still sleep with a gun under your pillow?
So then she tells him about the secret hatch after letting him inside of her Terry hatch. But Carver doesn't know about either of those. But before that, it's like, okay, wait. Did Carver send her? Because if he did, why?
Why?
What he should have done was send Dr. Kaufman straight to Bond's hotel room. Instead, he sends his sexy-ass wife. And then later, he's all pissed off because she says the gun under the pillow thing. So it's like, okay, wait, is he pissed off? Is this just an ego thing that he's pissed off that his wife used to be with this guy? Like, he immediately kills her. Like, immediately.
Yeah.
Just by finding out that they used to have a relationship that she lied about. I mean, who wants to tell their significant other that they used to fuck somebody who's like, I mean, like, Elliot Carver and James Bond, Pierce Brosnan are like night and day. And she even says...
Casual acquaintances. He dated my roommate in Zurich.
And the only evidence he has is that she knows that he sleeps with a gun under his pillow and that Gupta thinks that Bond is a government agent without really having any proof yet.
Bond's got a perfect employment record. 10 years, he's crossed every T, he's dotted every I.
Which means?
Government agent.
I think we should set an appointment for my wife with the doctor.
Within that false context, she could be telling the truth. Her roommate could easily have told her that her boyfriend sleeps with a gun under his pillow. My whole point being that he never confronts her on it. He just immediately murders her. You know what I mean? It's like he immediately kills her. Like, immediately kills her, as opposed to kind of fleshing that out a little more so that maybe we give a shit when she dies. You know, there was something there.
It would make more sense to immediately kill her if it was just a woman he was sleeping with, but they're actually married, which is, I thought, kind of weird.
Yeah. So he's like, she betrayed me. It's like, well, dude, she banged Bond way before you got married. And then Bond left her devastated. And so yes, like it would have made more sense if he would have found out that she slept with him and then kill her. But it's just do you still sleep with a gun under your pillow? And immediately he's like, I got to kill this bitch.
You don't like the idea that there's not another scene in between there. And I do feel like
Because a normal guy would just be like, well, I got her in the end. So
yeah, you would think that there was like had
Clearly
they
he's got
gone with
trust
like
issues.
had they gone with Brosnan, in the movie Bond's like, I can get you out of the country in 4 hours, and they had done something like that where they left, they leave wherever they're at, they go someplace else. There's another scene where they're on some island someplace, and then she got killed. But I do think the movie's just trying to condense action and just trying to make the movie
It's like
quicker.
all that. We just need another chase scene.
Like it's kind of like you get it. Like there was a prior relationship. We needed this, and I really do feel like that was one of the things that they were just like, oh crap, we need some personal thing. We were comparing it to GoldenEye, and GoldenEye had these really great personal stakes where he's going up against one of his fellow former agents, somebody who was one of his good colleagues and everything. How do we get that in this movie? He has a former love interest who's played by Lois Lane. Well, now it's more personal that Bond offs Carver because, he killed
apparently
her.
Paris is an important love interest of Bond's.
Paris is an important love interest to Bond, but you really don't really get that, and it feels kind of flat.
Yeah, shoehorn it in.
But if that scene wasn't in the movie, he's probably going to kill Carver anyway.
That would have been more interesting. Like we've seen her. We know there's like a past love interest there.
Yeah.
Unlike with whoever the heck Paris Carver is.
Yeah, Paris Carver.
Wait. You're saying that Paris Carver should have been somebody reprising a role?
Yeah, possibly.
We'll get to that. That's in the comments section.
And she's in the movie for like not
5 minutes.
very long.
Yeah.
She's in the movie. She shows up. She has a sex scene with Bond. And literally there's an innuendo about Bond pumping her for information.
My favorite line.
Yeah.
Pump her for information.
Pumping chicks for information.
Pump her for information. And he pumps her for information.
That's what spies do.
M kind of calls him out for being a misogynist in GoldenEye, and then he's like, go pump her for information in this movie.
Pump her for information is like my favorite line ever. I've referenced it. Every episode I reference it because it is so spy-esque. It's what they do. It's what they're trained to do. Speaking of pumping for information, though, I do really appreciate the fact that that briefing scene takes place in a car.
That was cool.
It adds a sense of urgency because the whole thing is that, you have 48 hours to investigate.
Yeah. Investigate.
I went on and on and on last episode about the whole, we're getting away from Bond walks into the office, Moneypenny's sitting at the desk, he goes through the double door, briefed by M. Now we're kind of more in modern movies where it's different every time. It's a little unique. And it was fun in the past where they were always mixing up how Bond got his hat on the rack. It was cute, but it's done now. And now it's like we can do whatever we want. And so doing it in the car and, like M sitting there sipping whiskey and like the car's like shaking the whole time and and they've got the motorcade with them. It adds a sense of urgency. We have 2 days to figure this out before World War III happens.
I was excited for that 48-hour ticking clock, but it would have been nice if they referred to it throughout. Not all the time, but like reminded us, hey, we're running out of time.